Neon Maniacs is an absolutely crazy movie that was kind of pushed on to me by Fangirl98. She says quite a few times, got to check out this Neon Maniacs. It's on YouTube and you can watch it on there in HD, a really good transfer for free. I don't think it has a Blu-ray release, and it's one of those movies that I thought, yeah, I'll just check it out one day. And it's crazy, like really, really crazy. It's set in San Francisco. We have a group of kind of typical characters that we meet. You know, the girl that's going to be the kind of lead, the guy that's going to be her love interest slash hero of the piece as well. There's another girl who's a videographer who's into that, and the crux of this thing is this gang of maniacs. Really weird and odd looking characters that are disgusting, disfigured, who seem to love violence, and that's what they live for. At night time, they come out on the prowl. The 12 of these monsters just hunt down and murder people in brutal fashions and really elaborately fun sequences that I really did enjoy. Seeing this group of oddballs carrying strange weapons, walking out of the fog to decimate a group of teens was really kind of freaky. The kind of thing that would have scarred me as a younger child had I discovered this one. And watching this movie, watching the characters and the kind of tropes that it ticks off and the way it goes through its tale, I really wonder why I hadn't heard of this one before. As a gore-filled slasher movie of sorts, it seems the kind of thing that would be a mainstay of 80s video shops, and yet for some reason I never really encountered it. Now we have a kind of love story between our two main characters that are, yeah, some kind of like one-dimensional characters, but I kind of like that in the horror movies where they're just living up to their characteristics, and watching these two kind of come together is fun. It's interesting. You kind of want them to come together. You've got that in it. There is this ridiculous sequence set in the middle of the movie that's not set up in any way, but we just suddenly go there to Battle of the Bands, where we have our hero is one of the singers of the bands, and it's like a musical interlude that doesn't have to be there, feels like it's padding out the runtime, looks ridiculous but is incredibly fun to watch at the same time. But when I look at the grand piece of Neon Maniacs, when I look at the story and the characters, the one thing I keep going back to, the one thing that I just loved to experience was the Maniacs. They were crazy. They were absolutely bonkers. Really freaky looking, really weird designs, the idea behind them, the unexplained entity that they are was really just a trip. Something that made me really curious about the movie, something that I went on to Wikipedia and other sites and started to read up about it. And it's actually got quite an interesting backstory as well, as an unfinished movie that was kind of Frankenstein together out of the parts they had made. But I really do appreciate this one. This is a movie that I would love to get my hands on in Blu-ray. If there's going to be a label that could put this out, it will have my money. It was a great movie. It's one I would go back and watch again. Like I said, I loved the blood and the guts and the gore and the effects, which was all wonderful. There are many sequences that are just terrific. The chase sequence as we follow our young couple who's on the date that are then chased on a bus through the subway, those kind of things was just wonderfully effective. The shots of the Neon Maniacs coming out of the darkness or standing on a lone train platform is really eerie and freaky and just spectacularly awesome. This is a weird movie and you can watch it right now on YouTube. I'm going to link it down below. I think you should check it out. It's really fun and I'd love to know your thoughts on Neon Maniacs.